Hey, you guys, Kelly Forrestall here, coming to you today to chat with you about branding. So, before we get started, I actually just kind of want to um, put a warning out. If you are new to network marketing, this video may not be for you just yet. So, that's because we want you to get a full understanding of what attraction marketing means, get comfortable sharing. Content that has value and kind of figure out who exactly your audience is. So be sure to check out my attraction marketing training prior to this. However, if you are a leader who is ready to level up and learn how to make your profile and feeds look aesthetically pleasing, then this is the video for you. So with that being said, obviously, step one, kind of backtracking a little bit, you guys, you have to realize that you are the leader and you are the brand, right? So who are you? What are your passions? What do you love talking about? Because you're going to have to get excited about creating content, you guys, around specific subject matters for your audience every single day, right? Write 5 of them down so that you can kind of go back and refer to them, you know? Are you talking to the stay-at-home moms, to the working moms, boy moms, girl moms, gluten-free people, you know, people that love hair and makeup, sarcastic people, people who love donuts, and yes, people who love coffee. Coffee, of course, Happy Coffee is going to be a part of your brand, but it is not the brand. You are the brand. Okay, so the second thing I want you guys to do once you kind of come to that realization, I want you to create a Pinterest board and literally just brain dump. Kind of, this is a little bit of like a inspirational type thing for you to start to see some patterns. So pin all of the things that you love. You know, it doesn't matter if it's clothes or food, it could be quotes. Honestly, you could even pin solely because you like the color of whatever it is in the pin. Eventually you're gonna find some type of pattern. So let me give you guys an example of what I'm talking about. This here is Jermaine's, and as you can see from hers, there's no doubt she loves bright colors, right? Like I'm seeing a lot of pinks and yellows and blues, greens, things like that. And so I'm also seeing that not only does she love donuts, which we know she loves donuts from because she talks about that on her social media quite a bit, but she also has a little bit of a glitzy side, a little glam, pretty fancy type thing. Even her donuts seem to look fancy. Okay. But here's another example, Megan Desarts. You know, this is her feed. And if you know Megan, you know, she has bright pink hair. So this definitely speaks Megan. You can kind of see the themes going on here. She clearly loves glam and glitter and bling, but she also loves black and pink and those high contrast colors. Um, and then here's another example of Michelle Lanfieres, where she has, you know, a lot of quotes. And a lot of the quotes are really reading to me that they are strong and powerful and a little, you know, feminist in the sense that she is a powerful woman. But then in the same breath, you're also seeing a lot of purples and butterflies and a little bit of sparkle with that whole universe sparkle type feel. Okay. So go to Pinterest and do this and take a look at it. And then I'm going to walk with you guys through, we're going to kind of backtrack here for a second, but I'm going to walk you through what we are going to do with this brain dump. But this is the first thing that I suggest doing. And it really helps to get those creative juices flowing. Okay. So after you've brain dumped, I want you to get prepared so that we can use that brain dump. Okay. So the step 3 is to consider using apps and presets consistently. I really, really recommend the app Lightroom. It takes a little bit of work to get it set up, but it is very user friendly once it's set up with your presets. And it literally will take you 2 clicks to get a picture that looks like you could be an Instagram model. Okay, so download the app Lightroom and you just go to Google, search on Google free mobile Lightroom presets. Okay, so I just want to make a point here to let you know that if you decide to use Lightroom on your computer, that is going to be considered Lightroom desktop version. So if you want to download presets onto a desktop version, you need to be searching for free desktop Lightroom presets, okay? However, I put mobile in because most of us will be uploading our photos from our phones to directly the social media. So be sure you're searching for mobile Lightroom presets. They come with instructions, you guys, on how to load the presets into the app Lightroom. If you are a visual person like me, you literally can just go to YouTube and search on YouTube how to download or how to import Lightroom presets into phone. Like, it's super, super easy. You can also use Etsy. I actually purchased a bundle of 10 presets. The name of the bundle was called Warm and Airy. And it was $5 on Etsy.com for all 10 of them. And I was able to download them into my mobile app. And so now whenever I need to filter a photo, I've got 10 similar photos or 10 similar presets that are just maybe a little bit different. You know, one may be a little bit brighter, one may have a little bit more fade tint to it, one may be a little bit of a different color, one may be darker. So they're all very similar, but they also give me a little bit of variety depending on what that particular photo is, right? Because as we take photos of our lives, some are in the sunlight, some are in, you know, darker areas. And so they need a little bit of adjusting. So I really do recommend that. You can always check out Etsy.com, but download a couple of them and make sure that they have the same similar tones, colors to them. You obviously don't want to have one that's going to make you super, super bright. And then the other one is super, super dark and gray, right? There's no flow there. So make sure if you are doing the free ones to have some type of flow to them. My other suggested apps that I do use are YouCam Makeup. This is exactly what it sounds like, and basically is going to help edit your face and add makeup to your face if you want that. I really don't use many of the features on this tool. It's really great if you want to like smooth out your skin a little bit or brighten up your eyes and things like that. But do not over filter. It's very, very easy for people to tell if you are over filtering it. You may not be able to, but that's why I really recommend you watch for details when you do this when you do this app, but it is a great app, so check it out. I also recommend using WordSwag. So if you ever find a quote or something like that on Pinterest, I never technically recommend just taking that stock photo and posting it on your social media feed, whether it's, you know, Facebook or Instagram. Remake it, unless it's like the perfect font for your feed. Remake it and use WordSwag. I also use Canva and PicMonkey to make things like that as well, but I do prefer Canva and PicMonkey on the desktop version way better. And then Unfold is the last app that I suggest too, and I'm going to show you what I mean by it creates shapes. But those are basically my top 5 apps that I use. Period. Like that's it. So this is what I mean a little bit when I say that the presets and the filter are going to give your Instagram feed a flow. And I also suggest here to not forget to consider content. So I'm going to kind of quickly explain what I mean by that. But as you guys can see, like on the outsides, Megan and Taylor, they both have a pattern going where it's every other photo is some type of quote. And however, you are going to still notice that on all of their actual photos with their pictures, they have that same filter being used on each of those photos, right? So they can kind of have that flow and that feel. Now, myself and Jermaine here in the middle, we do not have patterns, but you can definitely tell by looking at our um, feeds that we have that same filter to create that unified look on your feed. Okay. And this looks just as good on Facebook as it does on Instagram. So when I say don't forget to consider content, this is just a little tip that I do personally. Whenever I feel like I don't know what to post, or what should I post about next, and sometimes we all just kind of tend to get in those little bit of funks, I will come to my Instagram feed and look at what I've been posting about recently, because I don't necessarily want to be posting 9 selfies in a row, right? Or, 9 pictures of a coffee mug in a row. I want to kind of look around and see what I have been posting. I also like to post things like objects, a coffee mug, or you can see in mine right here, I have a credit card that I'm showing, or the beach. Um, so for me, looking at my feed right now, it's looking like I should probably, maybe do something, a farther away shot of Connor playing, or something a little bit farther. The last 3 photos that I have shared are very close up photos and selfies. So just kind of look at my feed to see maybe where I'm lacking in balance in that sense. You can see Jermaine does this as well. She's got, pictures of herself and her boys, but she also has quotes, and she also has even photos of gifts and plants, and there's a photo of her planner with her wine glass. Like, there are different angles, different shots of her life. It's not just like a selfie of her holding up a coffee mug in every single one. And again, you can say the exact same thing for Taylor and Megan. Same idea, right? Megan has her daughter, and Taylor's got her children, and then Megan's got a coffee mug, and Taylor's got her pregnancy photos up. Like, it all is just different kind of views of life. So I use that little tip whenever I'm feeling stuck, and wanted to kind of let you guys know about that. So step 4 is going back to the brain dump now, because you've loaded in your presets into your Lightroom. You've got your presets. You've kind of figured out, that you've got some type of pattern or patterns happening from your brain dump on Pinterest. So now let's clean up your profiles. Okay. So Instagram, it's pretty plain and simple. It's going to take some time to kind of clear out the old ones. I don't recommend deleting all your old posts. Just start new from where you are and use the filters from where you are now. Now, in terms of cleaning up your Facebook profile, though, that definitely is going to be including of your cover photo, which obviously these are cover photos of Megan, Jermaine, and Michelle, the 3 I showed you guys. I really do recommend using PicMonkey.com or Canva.com when you're creating a cover photo. I believe you can do Canva, the app, and create cover photos on the app too. They have templates, you guys. If you use Canva, the app, and also on both of them have on the desktop, they have templates. Search through the templates if you don't want to get creative. See what you vibe with and import the photos that you want to put there. Okay, so obviously we saw lots of pink and bling and black from Megan. So guess what we did? Pink and bling and black on her cover photo, right? There is a photo of her, but the other 2 photos, those actually are photos from Pinterest that we took and we used solely because they look like they can be her own photos. Those are the types of things that she's sharing. We added coffee and cuss words, as well as her name and those little bling diamonds. I'll show you guys where to get that. Our Jermaine's, again, obviously we're seeing bright colors. We're seeing the donuts. We're seeing her and her fun expression, and obviously her quote that says, "Don't let life dull your sprinkles." That's so very Jermaine Parker, if you know her. And Michelle, again, coming up with, she has all of her photos, her 4 photos are all filtered in her one specific filter that she has found. And we put the little quote of "Stay savage, not average" underneath her name, because that was something that stuck out to me as, wow, that screams Michelle. And I added a little purple butterfly to her brush stroke background, because obviously purple butterflies were something that I kept seeing. So I knew she would end up liking it. Okay. So some tips on creating cover photos. I use Google and Etsy, you guys, for searching for specific things. So um, I'm going to go back. For example, I'll show you when on Michelle's butterfly, I literally searched purple watercolor butterfly PNG. PNG is the type of file, and it just basically means it's a transparent background. So it's not like it has a specific background to it. It is just the butterfly. I can place it wherever I want it to be placed. So that's a little tip to make sure when you are Google searching images, to either use the term PNG or the word transparent, so it doesn't have like a white background. And then also the brush stroke on Michelle's, I'm going to go back, the brush stroke that this brush stroke that on underneath Michelle's name, and even these little diamonds underneath Megan's coffee and cuss words, those are from Etsy.com. And again, you could Google all of this stuff if you wanted. As you can see, the butterfly doesn't have a white background. It's literally just a butterfly stuck on the brush stroke. And same with Megan's little diamonds, right? So those are instant downloads that I purchased and searched from on Etsy. They were like $2 each. Or $2 total even. Sometimes they're cheaper than that. Sometimes they can be more expensive than that. And if you wanted to take the time to search through Google, you absolutely can. I use Etsy because I'm lazy and want instant results. So I would rather pay $1 for something versus spending my time looking around for it. So definitely feel free to search Google for specific instant images that you're looking for, and also Etsy for instant downloads as well. So, for Megan's, I literally typed in glitter transparent background or diamond transparent background. And for Michelle's brush stroke, you can literally type in brush strokes and a whole bunch of them are going to pop up for you. I personally use Pinterest, you guys, for specific photo ideas, and I try to think like a photographer. So examples are these 2 photos on the right-hand side. I got these photos from Pinterest. They're great, right? They're pretty, and we like them, and they're eye appealing. If I really wanted to use those photos in a post on my social media, I could. And you want to know how? I'll just recreate the photo on my own table, on my own backdrop. I'll get some flowers. I can pour a cup of black coffee. I can get a notebook and put my computer right up to it. Just stage it. Find a photo that you think is visually appealing and recreate it so that it's your own. Okay. You don't need to know all of the things about what it takes to be a photographer. But if you find something on Pinterest that you are visually drawn to and you want to share something like that on your social media, recreate it as your own. Okay, so let's consider the rest of our Facebook, you guys. So here's me, and I put Taylor up here as well. There's so many people I could have put up here, you guys. But be sure that you're editing your info. What does your tagline say? What do your feature photos look like? If you want shapes on your feature photos, as you can see on mine in the bottom right-hand corner, that is what I mean about using the Unfold app. Don't forget to use your filters on all of the photos before you put them in. But here's a good example. Taylor has, a single photo as her cover photo, but her description of herself, Salt Life wife and mom of 3, laughter, lover of sunshine, and fine wine, and we rise by lifting other. And if you look then at her feature photos, you definitely get an idea of who Taylor is and what she is about and the things that she loves in this life, right? Like that is the end of the day what you want your audience to be looking at your profile and thinking, wow, I love this girl. I want her to teach me what she's doing because she looks super cool and I want to get to know her. And we know that you're amazing as is, but when you can be scroll stopping, that is just going to truly make you stand out from the crowd so much more. So, and again, same idea with mine, a little bit different, right? My tagline is a little bit shorter. I don't have as much information about who I am on that, but I've got more photos on my cover photo and a little bit more photos versus quotes on my feature photos than Taylor. So you can totally vary it however you want. But if you are looking to get specific images in circles, like I have in the bottom right-hand corner, be sure to use the Unfold app for that. So get creative, have some fun with this, but this stuff definitely matters. Make sure that you are putting, certain things. Go look at your favorite leader, either in this industry or in this company, and what does their tagline say, right? What does their bio say? What does their cover photo look like? And their feature photos, and just kind of make it your own, recreate it and spin it so that it screams you. Who are you? And then lastly, you guys, I'm just going to kind of end this. This is again a little bit of a backtrack, as a lot of this was discussed in the attraction marketing video, but no putting words over your photos. Don't do that. Stop doing it. That is something that used to be acceptable. And so a lot of people still think that they can do that and their post is going to get attraction. But nowadays, because network marketing has grown and social media is evolving, whenever people see words on photos, they just scroll right past. They think it's going to be spam. Okay. So use no stock photos. And unless you're doing a pattern on Instagram, do not use quotes all the time. Please. I honestly challenge you guys for 30 days to recreate everything to be your own. No stock photos. Try to avoid quotes unless you're doing a pattern. And if you're doing a pattern on Instagram, I definitely do not recommend pushing over all of those quotes to your Facebook. Keep them strictly on Instagram, okay? So no stock photos, use your own photos. Don't use quotes. Please do not copy and paste ever. Please just take the concept. What is that leader talking about in that post that you like? Okay, how can you recreate that so that that same message comes across, but in your words? Stop putting call to actions at the bottom, like drop me an emoji if you want more information. That stuff gets flagged now by Facebook as spam, and your post will not be shown as often. And don't feel like you can't create curiosity all the time. Don't feel like you launched and you forever have to never create curiosity again. That's not the case. You should be constantly building your market and new people are coming in. So creating curiosity continuously is super important. And remember, less is more sometimes. It's okay to have a short post. You don't need to write a novel for every single post. As long as your post is bringing value, meaning that they are being entertained and educated, or one or the other, you're doing something right. So I hope that this was helpful for you guys. And if you have any specific questions on branding, feel free to let me know. And I am always happy to help you create some ideas, or at least give you some guidance on where to go with your profile. So don't hesitate to reach out and ask. Thanks for watching, guys.